What is up, guys? Delboy here. So Lee Selby rebounds from his defeat to Josh Warrington with a win over Omar Douglas by a unanimous decision. And all in all, it was a very good workout, to be quite honest. And in this fight, Selby had to overcome adversity. He actually suffered 2 cuts in this fight, one over each eye, just like the Warrington fight actually, but in this fight he coped with it really well. He maintained his composure and he won on points. I felt the fight was more competitive than the commentary team was making out, but you could tell Selby was the classier operator. When it was on the outside, Selby was controlling the tempo, he was controlling the pace of the fight. Selby would pop his jab, that punch would score quite well. He would double up on the jab, he would throw the 1-2, and on the outside, these were very effective punches for Lee Selby, and he was picking up points. The problem was, when Omar Douglas got close, he managed to get some scrappy work away, he worked the body quite well, landed some good looping shots, and all in all, he was very rough and tough on the inside. And when it got to the inside, Selby, for the most part, was second best. He didn't have that intensity on the inside that Douglas had. So it was kind of a fight of 2 contrasting styles. You could tell that if it's a boxing match, Selby wins easily. If it becomes a brawl and a rough and tough fight, then Omar Douglas has a good shot. But, Selby, like I said, maintained his composure despite the cuts. He boxed well on the outside, picking up points with that jab. The right hand behind that jab at times when Douglas was coming in was a really, really good punch. He was timing that well. Also, Selby was actually leading with his left hook as Douglas was coming in. That was another really good shot that he didn't actually throw enough of because that shot, when he threw it, was landing quite effectively. And Selby was doing a good job countering as Douglas was coming forwards. And, for the most part, Selby landed the better quality of shots. But like I said, Douglas was game, he was tough, he did win rounds, and it was a tough debut at lightweight for Lee Selby. Apart from the cuts aside, this was the type of fight Selby probably needed in a new weight class to get him used to the strength of his opponents, to give him an idea of what's to come. So cuts aside, I do believe this fight will do him a lot of good. Now, I'm not sure what the reaction is to Selby's performance, but all in all, when you put it in context, I don't think it was a terrible performance by any means. I think, given the circumstances, it was workmanlike, and he got the job done. And if you compare his performance to the other guys who beat Omar Douglas in Edna Cherry and Javier Fortuna, Lee Selby actually did a better job, because you could argue that Omar Douglas beat Edna Cherry and the Fortuna fight was also fairly close. I didn't think there was any way you could score this fight to Omar Douglas. So I felt Selby got the job done. He dealt with adversity, like I said, with the cuts. He took some big shots and he took them quite well. Going forwards, where does Selby go? I mean, he won a vacant IBF Intercontinental belt, so maybe he should pursue a fight with Richard Comey. I think that would be his best chance of winning a title at lightweight, because he's not beating Vasily Lomachenko and he wouldn't beat Mikey Garcia. So maybe the IBF title is the way to go. But Richard Comey is a good fighter, he's a strong fighter, he's a big lightweight and he can punch. Based on that performance, would I pick Lee Selby to beat Richard Comey? Probably not, I'll be honest, because Selby was getting caught on the inside. He took some big body shots. Selby's got a horrible habit. When he'll box on the outside, he'll have success, but he'll fall in with a right hand and his opponents will catch him. And sometimes he's guilty of admiring his work a little too much. You can catch him squared up as well. Go back to the Eric Hunter fight a few years ago. He got dropped in that fight when he squared up. Selby's an awkward customer. He's herky-jerky. He moves his head. He's got upper body movements. But he does make a lot of mistakes. You can get on top of him his inside game isn't great. Selby has a lot of holes, and at lightweight, does he have enough to beat somebody like Richard Comey, who may be a bit limited, but a big, strong lightweight with power? I'm not so sure. But yeah, I'd imagine that's the route Lee Selby will go down next. Share your thoughts below. What did you make of his performance? Like I said, I felt it was workmanlike. He got the job done. And yeah, he's on to the next one. Share your thoughts below. Peace.